comes from some moment of someone being too woke. Slavery literally came down to a group of white people being a little too woke. Yes, there's also a big financial part that no one wants to talk about. When the North's like, hey, wait a second, all your labor is free, right? Yeah, that's not cool because we gotta pay these white people. What the fuck? Yeah. So like it's always about money, but there's always groups of people who were too woke for the time. In ancient Rome time, there's people too woke for the time. People forget there was a black Caesar. Actually, there's almost a damn near full succession of black royalty in Rome, in ancient Rome. Medieval time, I did just bring up because it's true. Chances are they probably just thought it was more because as we continue to get better at things like, what you call it, being the subject of searching for relics and shit like that. You know what I'm talking about. I smoked a lot of weed and a lot of coffee, so I'm like on both ends of the spectrum. But the point being is like archaeologists, they're getting better at finding things and discovering things. What they're discovering is, oh, by the way, people well before fucking Columbus actually had this whole global trade thing down. They were well ahead of the fucking curve that we thought the curve was because, also humans been around for a long ass time. So actually, people have been integrating the whole time. Othello wasn't a goddamn fiction, more so in the sense of the situation at hand. But there are plenty of fucking Moors banging white people and plenty of white people banging Moors. They're also in Africa the whole time because spices were there and also riches were there in kingdoms like Mansa Musa. Like, and part of the fucked up thing that's happened the last 300-400 years of white dominance and the way that it's happened in the ethno-European swing that we've been in is a complete erasure of what the rest of the world is fucking doing. We act like only Europe was literally doing things. Asia was fucking kicking ass. Africa had fucking like 5 kingdoms that no one wanted to fuck with. Ask the Dutch, it took them long fucking time to take out the Zulu. They were not fucking around. So like, look, I'm just pointing out when we get caught up in this whole woke thing, I think it's so hypocritical because at every moment of our life, we fucking benefit from someone being a little too woke, which made someone change because it always comes down to the same thing. Money. It's never really about our feelings. We get all fucking pissed off about what the last regime at 1600 Pennsylvania did. I'm with that group. I'm not trying to make this political. I'm just being real with whoever's fucking listening. That's who I am. But the point being is, guess who was one of his main supporters? Disney. Guess who fucking we always talk about? Disney properties. Like we have to be fucking real about this shit. We all have content that we all love that would sincerely piss off the person that we love also if they found out who fucking made it or what they've said in the past. There are plenty of people who I love who like, hey guys, we love Redman, right? The rapper, we all do. Don't act like you know. I know you do. We all do. Guess what? If you listen to a lot of his fucking music from the 90s, you're going to hear the F-bomb left and right. Good luck fucking playing that around your gay friend. Hey, yeah, no, that part sucks. I mean, yeah, no, we're gonna keep playing the song.
He's got a couple lyrics where he talks shit about.
Yeah, that's fucked up. No, yeah, totally. I'm totally gonna not play this song ever again, except for the next time when it comes up. That's exactly what's fucking gonna happen. There are plenty of people who I hate to say it, have some strong anti-Semitism fucking views, but they've kicked out some content that I guarantee you, if Fink found out, he'd be pretty fucking upset.
It's called H.P. Lovecraft, and I've read a lot of his stuff, and I grew up reading his stuff, and he married a Jewish woman and was, violently racist and anti-Semitic, like completely.
Right? It's the same thing with like people who have offended black people throughout the time of the United States. Like, I love when people get fucking caught off guard when someone's like, yeah, fuck Elvis. Like, what do you mean, fuck Elvis? I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, how do you like Elvis if you don't fucking know the goddamn story? I watched Today, no bullshit, and was not because I looked for it. It was almost as if the heavens were like, you know what, Rashawn, fucking run with it. I'm scrolling through Facebook. I'm clearing out the goddamn notifications because that's really all I do. Oh, I'm also there to show up to watch some of these videos. And someone fucking reshared the Ray Charles interview with Bob Costas where Elvis was the topic. And Ray Charles, God bless him, just went ham on Elvis. Ham. And the best part about it is like, that's the shit I grew up listening to because that's what was told through black families because that was the reality of what we had to live through. You had content that you were around coming from fucking people who are absolutely fucking miserable. what do? You either accept or you move on. There are plenty of movies that I know my father, my grandparents, people around them, and throughout shared African-American heritage love that came from fucking horrible people. They're written from horrible people who had horrible fucking point of views. No one stops you from fucking actually doing what you want to do when it comes to content. That's why it's a myth. It's a complete myth. And to get into the conversation or the argument of it only perpetuates the myth, only continues to give cover to the people who actually want to be fucking horrible human beings. Here's the funny thing. No one stops you from fucking making any of the content. No one stopped Louis C.K. from fucking getting back on stage. No one did. No one stops anyone. No one stopped. If Bill Cosby wanted to fucking make a comedy tour, he can fucking do it. It's a matter of if other people want to accept it. That's what fucking First Amendment is. It isn't that you can't say anything. Fucking, I love all the people running around talking about anti-woke. You know what it is? It's when I finally have to hear from the people that I fucking offend. Like, have some fucking balls. If you're gonna say it, if you're gonna punch down, fucking be willing to get punched up. But also, we can't walk around acting like we haven't benefited from other people punching up from the systematic approach of punching down. That is why I hate the goddamn subject. I think every time we talk about it, we just fuel into the people who want to murk up the subject and make us all continue to do things, because all we end up doing, frankly, and why it's hypocritical, is sounding exactly like them. Who the fuck brings up all this shit? All the people that we can't fucking stand. Yet because it's something that we like or it's in the vein of how we see it, then we think, oh, okay, well, that's an acceptable one. I gotta tell you, I still fucking love the movie Overboard. It's a fucked up movie. There are a lot of problematic things in it. And I will stand in front of anyone who has a situation that may mimic Overboard, and I'll accept it. I take that goddamn acceptance. Other people need to have that courage. I don't even need the rest of the time.
All right. So much to take in there.
Yeah, you can't text all that, so I see.
Love it. Take that breath in. Catch your breath, man. I do think Rashawn should be on the U.S. swimming team because sometimes I think he doesn't need to breathe, or he's just always exhaling through the entire thing.
I have zero buoyancy. I can literally sit crisscross applesauce on the bottom of a pool.
Hey, floaters, sinkers that exist for people. We get it. A couple of things right off the bat. My wife loves you because you love Overboard, and she loves anything Kurt Russell, which was actually something that brought us together. I've mentioned on the callback, I mentioned that when I knew I was going to marry her was when she just on our third date bought me a copy of Big Trouble in Little China.
I swear to God, I swear to God, man. I hope I have a personal belief, and it's never meet your heroes. And I hope to God I never, ever, ever meet Kurt Russell. I do not want to be swayed from having the feeling that I've always had since the mid 80s, which is I will watch any fucking thing this guy's in. He's in, I'm already in.
I'm all in. I've definitely in on the whole catalog. I live in the borough of Arlington, Massachusetts, where it turns out there is a Russell house up the street from me, and it turns out that is his great grandfather, and he has apparently been through town once or twice. I haven't seen him. I'm just saying. So yeah, already right off the bat, and I think you make some really amazing points. I interrupted you with the H.P. Lovecraft, but when you were talking about that, yeah, that is the type of thing that it's sometimes hard, and that we do appreciate content. I love some of the earlier. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I said I didn't need any more time. I totally lied, because the funny part, the irony of our entire podcast episode for this one is we've referenced the Richard Pryor skit multiple times. That skit only happened because woke people at the time demanded diversity onto a show that otherwise did not have diversity. Exactly. That's the whole point. We can't play it both ways. Why don't we just
I would
appreciate what? Okay.
I would disagree. The reason I made it a point, because there's two kinds of ways of telling someone's story, and when they put Richard Pryor on there, they were like, Richard Pryor, be Richard Pryor. Like, they weren't trying, you see, and that's the kind of thing that's
what did they say the season before?
When people are
what did they say the season before?
The who?
What did they say the season before?
Did who say the season before?
SNL.
Oh, I don't know.
Nothing, because there wasn't a black person on it that could do something like that.
Yeah, but the point is now you can have Richard Pryor on, and you can have Richard Pryor on as a character that obviously you think would be more palatable, or you can have Richard Pryor on as Richard Pryor.
Or the simple fact that we're totally misrepresenting history and how hard it was to actually put a black person, especially like Richard Pryor, on a show like that was trying to make it. Like, yeah, we not ignore how history happens in these.
Yeah, but black people have been in media and different kinds of entertainment before then. But what
the level of acceptance and trying to create black people was not the case.
Would be the bigger question. You know, exactly who are, in other words, who are they performing for? And what is the end goal of having them perform?
It's always about money, which in that case is basically any white person. Like it's always about money. Any decision, Star Trek, when they made the decision to try to have an interracial kiss, they were trying to go out there. They were trying to answer the call of a lot of different woke individuals. And guess what? Because of money, fucking got kiboshed. Like, that's the point. It's always about money, and to act like history and what is going on in that moment and the relationship to money is a complete fallacy. It's just basically you're picking what do you like and what do you don't like. Why don't we just say that, be honest?
I want to interject and give a little love to Garrett Morse. I'm just saying, my man Garrett. Was he on the first season of SNL?
Think about it. He wasn't allowed to sit across someone and say honky.
Yeah. Just like he always made me laugh. Well, it's still the best moment in that skit. But to your point, as far as money and money, wokeness, and who crosses it, I thought about John Brown when you were talking. I thought a lot about that because there is the case. That is really the case of all of those things coming together. Even in the as we're approaching the Civil War at that point in history, right? Here's a man who really is willing to stand up for that, and really willing to. And of course, the powers that be that are pushing back and forth against him, I agree, are about money. The North has to pay for its labor, even if it is, paltry, and men are living in, tenant houses and what have you. The South, as well. For the South, the reason why they were never able to get England on board with their revolution is because England has that little awkward thing of you don't have to pay your labor, and we gave it up too. Right? We pay our labor, paltry some. Let's not go crazy here.
Like, let's talk to you about a new thing we got going on called colonization. It's all the rage in India.
All the rage.
We got a foothold in Africa. Look, I got a brochure.
Exactly.
Do you have ships? No, you don't have ships? All right. Hey,
that's the problem.
Let's know when your Navy's a little bit better. We'll be back.
And to quote Idiazar, do you have a flag? Well, you have a flag. Okay.
I love that. God bless you, Fink. I love that part. That part kills me every goddamn time. Well, do you have a flag? Oh, you don't have a flag.
I absolutely, I thought that you made such a very pertinent point in the end that commerce does drive. It drives wokeness. It drives the amount that wokeness can have an impact.
I said that too. Yeah,
absolutely. No, I think you guys
because the thing you have to always remember is, even if you're coming out and you're being, because my favorite example is a woman. She was a feminist. She is a feminist. I can't remember her name, but she wrote an article about how men's farts oppress women. And yeah, men use their farts in order to oppress women, which is an absurd argument. And you guys are very much on the left, and you have no fucking idea what we're talking about.
Yeah, but
you didn't pay. And hold on, wait.
Yeah, my bad.
You didn't pay any attention to that woman or that article, and did not give a shit. But it was shot up to a lot of people. It became a thing on the internet because the right was all pissed off about it. It was another example about how they're trying to demean and control men. Whereas on the left, we paid we thought it was ridiculous. But the point is, even when you think you're being woke, it fuels the machine. It fuels the machine. And as long as you're clicking, somebody's making money. You're talking about someone. Advertising dollars are being well spent. The more, the better. And corporations, a lot of these things that they're doing that are woke, they could totally do those quietly. But what's the point?